Hi, I'm Ned Adya. I'm one of the magistrates here at Lucas County Probate Court. Judge Puffenberger is the judge here. Today I'm going to talk to you about what happens after somebody dies, how you get their stuff, and what you do with it. There are three ways to do that. One is called a full administration. The second one is called a release from administration. And the third one is a summary release from administration. Today I'm going to talk to you about the last two, release from administration and a summary release from administration. So the first one is a release from administration. A release from administration simplifies the process, but it has certain asset limitations. The limits are $100,000 if you're the surviving spouse and $35,000 if you're not the surviving spouse who's applying. Three things: you'll need a paid in full funeral bill, you'll need a death certificate, and you'll need a completed relief from administration packet, which can be found on the Lucas County Probate Court website. If somebody else paid the funeral bill, you'll have to reimburse them. That'll come out of the decedent's assets, unless they file a waiver of reimbursement, in which case you can proceed that way. You can, but it's important that you know that you have to distribute the decedent's assets according to that will. Once you get them, you'll have to distribute them either according to the will or according to the law that dictates how assets are distributed if there are no will. You have to provide notice to all the next of kin. You can obtain written waivers from those folks when you file. If you don't obtain written waivers, I should say, then we will have to get them served before we can appoint you. You'll walk out with your court order that day if all the waivers of notice are filed. If they're not, the matter will be set for a hearing. And after everybody is served, then we'll get you your order. You do, unless you're entitled to get all of the decedent's assets, then you don't have to live in Ohio. If you're entitled to all the assets, you don't have to report to the court. If, on the other hand, you have to pay some debts of the decedent or you're distributing to other folks, then you will have to report to the court within 60 days of your appointment. Anybody can file a release from administration. A lot of times we have folks where the next of kin, none of them live in Ohio, so they'll ask an aunt or a lawyer or a close friend of the family to file for them. Well, the probate court here is to make sure that the right people get the right things. When a decedent dies, nobody has title to their property, so banks can't just give you the money. For example, if you go in, you need authority to do so, and the court will give you the authority to collect the assets of the decedent, transfer the cars, transfer perhaps the home, transfer the bank accounts, so that you can marshal those and get them out to the right people according to the laws of Ohio. Summary release from administration is if you're only trying to seek reimbursement for funeral expenses that you yourself have paid or are obligated to pay in a writing from the funeral home. There can be no other assets above what you've paid for the funeral. There are. If you're the surviving spouse of the decedent, the limit is $40,000 plus up to $5,000 that you contributed towards the funeral. If you're not the surviving spouse, the limit is $5,000. You need three things to file. You'll need a death certificate, a paid in full funeral bill, or a writing that obligates you to pay the funeral bill. and a completed summary release from administration packet that can be found on the Lucas County Probate Court website. You'll walk out with a court order that day as long as all your paperwork is in order. We want folks to get reimbursed for their funeral bills, and so we're not going to let them go out and spend $20,000 on a funeral. But if somebody has been kind enough to file to pay for the funeral bill, then we want them to be able to get reimbursed. And these are mainly for small asset estates, people who die with not that much. We're glad that you paid to bury them, so we want you to get your money back.